So I actually have some sad news. This morning when I was drinking my water, I have a nice big glass of water every morning. I set it on my table and then I bumped it, and guess what happened?
What?
It spilled all over my favorite t-shirt, and look at it. I'm so sad, it's ruined. Now I have to throw it away and get a new favorite t-shirt, right?
Why
It
can't
don't
you
fit
dry
so
it?
good.
No, you can wash it.
What can I do?
You can wash it.
Wash it? Well, then I'll just get more wet, then what?
Dry it. In the
Dry
dryer. In the dryer.
Oh, what does it mean to dry, Danielle?
When hot stuff, it warms the t-shirt and makes it hotter.
So it gets hotter, but it's still wet?
No.
Well, what happens to the water?
The water soaks it up.
It soaks up?
And then it's all dry.
Where does the water go when it dries then?
Ow.
You don't know?
It goes in the laundry too.
It does? Well, we can learn more about that. Actually, our water is always moving around on Earth, and it's called the water cycle. So, Debbie, what does the wheel on a bike do?
Spins.
Spins. So when you keep going, it's spinning. Do you have more to add to that?
It moves.
It moves. It keeps going around and around. What happened if it stopped going around?
It would stop.
You would stop. You couldn't go anywhere. So just like the wheels on a bike, they always go around. Our water goes around. Or the wheels on the bus go round and round, yeah.
Or sometimes when we're going down the ditch.
I mean, that can happen too, yeah. But just like the water or the bike tires go round and around, our water on Earth goes around and around too. Did you know that?
No. I did.
You did?
I did.
Let's watch this video, see if we can explain that a little bit. Yeah, this one. And there's some words on here, but if you can read it, that's great. But I'll also read it for you too. You can just press play when. And really, when the video is playing, watch what's happening, where the water is going during it. There's really big new words for you to learn about where our water is going. There's 4 big words that you're going to learn.
It goes to the ocean.
That's a part of our video. Look at this. Did you know that? Okay. Is it? It says the water cycle. Can you read these? It says heat. That's the sun.
It's heat in the water, and that's where the water goes.
It is.
What is that?
Okay, what is that?
That's the one, because that's the heat.
I think you're right. So the sun's heating the water. What does it mean when it heats
That
the
makes it warmer.
warmer? Yeah, the temperature goes up. And that says the warm water turns into vapor.
Vapor means it's turning hot.
It can, yeah, that can
And what's
be what it
the
means.
bottom called?
That says, this is called, that's one of the big words that you're learning today, evaporation. Can you say that with me? Evaporation. So that means when the water comes up into these white ones, have you ever seen when there's a
Hot steam.
steam, yeah, when you have a pot of water on the stove and
Or else
it's
when you're
boiling
taking a
and you start
shower.
seeing the steam? That's evaporation, when the water here is going into the air. And that's, you can see that right there. Let's see what happens next after it evaporates.
It goes up and it turns into a cloud.
It did turn into a cloud. Let's read that. The vapor turns into clouds. That is called, there's the second word we're learning, condensation.
Condensation.
Condensation. So the water came from this water that you drink to the
Ocean.
in the air, which
To the
was
clouds.
the steam, and then into the clouds, and it comes back together kind of, so you can see it again in the clouds. Now it's a dark cloud.
Now it turns into a rain cloud.
That says the clouds get big and heavy.
That means it rains and the water is in there. The water is in the cloud.
You're right. Yeah. So the water's getting really heavy in there.
That
Have
means
you
there
ever-
are big drops in there.
Have you ever seen someone say, uh-oh, we're gonna get lots of rain or snow or something when there's dark clouds in the sky? Yeah. Whenever there's
Or a
gray or dark
thunderstorm.
clouds. Or that. So whenever you see those clouds, you know that it's gonna rain soon.
A tornado?
So now that we're seeing these dark clouds in the sky on our screen, what do you think's gonna happen?
Rain. It is tornado.
Let's see. You're right. It's raining. It says then it rains. That is called, and that is our third word, precipitation.
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 But if the water falls, maybe it'll just go bigger in the world. Yeah.
I think that's part of the next part of the video. You're really smart. So, what's precipitation?
It's when raindrops.
Rain. So that when the rain falls, the rain is precipitation.
World.
Hmm?
If it will get bigger, that means it's going to go to the world.
It does make more water on Earth, yeah. What else falls from the sky that we've
Snow.
seen recently?
Thunderstorms.
I heard it.
Snow.
Snow. What else falls from the sky?
Leaves.
Precipitation.
No, it falls off the tree.
Right, leaves fall from the trees. It looks like it's falling from up in the sky.
falls from and gets wind.
So there's rain and snow. What about when little things of ice fall from the sky? Have you ever seen that?
That's called hail.
Hail, right. And then there's kind of another tricky one. It's sort of hard like ice, and it's sort of mushy like snow. It's called sleet. Sleet. Sleet's just kind of like a mushy snow. Maybe a little bit harder than snow. You've heard of it? There's the snow we talked about. Now watch what happens to this water here.
Snow in the water. Ice too.
Watch, it was here. It went up.
Over. What does
Why
that
did
say?
the water go higher?
Because
The snow.
The snow.
Can I have someone raise their hands and tell me if you think you know?
The snow.
What happened to the snow?
It melted.
It melted and turned into
Water. More water.
more water.
What did the bottom say too? I mean,
Okay.
the top one say first.
The top one says the precipitation, which is rain, snow,
Hail.
hail. What was the other one?
Thunder.
Sleet. Goes back into the rivers, lakes, and oceans. And it says that is called, and there's our fourth word we're learning, collection.
Collection.
That's what this says. Oh, action. Yeah, Debbie?
Like it's very good. It's very good. Like my lake is keeping its own collection under the sea.
Yeah, that was really good. All the water is just staying there together. It's collecting together. That was awesome. And that was a really great connection to what we're talking about. Oh, what do you think is going to happen after it's all collected back here?
That means it's gonna get lower.
Is it just going to stay here forever?
No.
Remember the bike tire that goes around and around?
Yeah.
Do you think this is going to keep going around and around? The water cycle?
No. Yeah.
So if it's here, where does it go next?
To the ocean. To the ocean.
Let's see. It's here?
What is that?
The sky is clear. It's just the sun. It's heating up the water again. It says the cycle begins again.
Again.
Again. So let's see where it goes. That kind of way down. There's the steam again. There's our big words: evaporation, condensation, precipitation, and collection.
Where is the snow?
Where's the snow? Well, here's our dark cloud.
Where's the snow?
It'd be coming down right here. So, do you see these numbers on here?
Yeah,
What's that one?
means the first, 2, second, 3, 4.
So, can we go this way? Back?
No.
No.
4.
It always goes like this.
1. Like the 4, 3, 4.
Oh, you're right. That's the water cycle. I think that's the end. Leave that there. And I have a super exciting thing for you. I have your own water cycle for you to look at. And I'll give you each a water cycle and just lay it just like that in front of you. We're gonna see if we can point out the different things on here. There you go. Here you go. Could you pull up the next video?
Sure.
We also have a fun song that you can use to remember the water cycle. So when this song starts playing, you can listen to it, and then if you remember the words of it, you can sing along. It's kind of fun.
Moves it up and down and all around the earth. The water cycle takes the water and moves it up and down and all around the earth. The water cycle takes the water and moves it up and down and all around the earth. The water cycle takes the water and moves it up and down and all around the earth. Evaporation comes when the heat from the sun warms up all the groundwater. Then it turns to water vapor. Condensation takes over. It goes up to the clouds. Water vapor cools down and it changes to a liquid. Precipitation happens when the drops get big. It falls like rain, slowly and hell upon my head. I know it's the water cycle happening again. Evaporation, condensation, precipitation. The water cycle takes the water and moves it up and down and all around the earth. The water cycle takes the water and moves it up and down and all around the earth. Evaporation comes when the heat from the sun warms up all the groundwater. Then it turns to water vapor. Condensation takes over. It goes up to the clouds. Water vapor cools down and it changes to a liquid. Precipitation happens when the drops
Remember, that's where your snow can
it
happen.
falls like rain, snow, sleet, and hail upon my head. I Heat from the sun warms up all the groundwater, then it turns to water vapor. Condensation takes over, it goes up to the clouds. Water vapor cools down, and it changes to a liquid now. Precipitation happens when the drops get big. It falls like rain, snow, sleet, and hail upon my head. I know. It's the water cycle happening again. Evaporation, condensation, precipitation. The water cycle takes the water and moves it up and down and all around the earth. The water cycle takes the water and moves it up and down and all around the earth. The water cycle takes the water and moves it up and down and all around the earth. The water cycle takes the water and moves it up and down and all around the earth.
That was a fun song. Okay, so y'all have your water cycles in front of you. Leave it on the ground. Leave it on the ground in front of you. And take out magic pencils.
I don't want
Your
it.
finger. Your finger. And point it to the
Cloud.
lake.
The lake.
The lake. Now go to the sun. Pointing at the sun. How about evaporation? Can you point to where the evaporation is happening?
The air.
Oh, I'm seeing some people getting it. Yeah. Your fingers are on the red arrows there. What are the red arrows showing?
The clouds. The clouds are going up and around. The round, and that's where the water goes. And the white cloud is bigger than this one.
Oh, you're right. The water is thicker in that one. So it's showing, it's going from this water up to the clouds. That's the evaporation. Okay, how about you point to the storm cloud? And what's happening there?
It's raining.
Before it rains, it was one of our big words. Condensation. Condensation. Good job, Joe. How about collection? Vicky, we already pointed to that one.
Collection.
Collection happens when it's just all water together down here. But I called it something else. So I'm just quizzing you. How about precipitation? You point to precipitation.
It's the steam.
This one seems like it's kind of tricky.
Point to the white cloud.
Okay, point to evaporation.
The rain cloud. And this.
Okay, so evaporation is when it goes from water up into the sky. So that'd be this one. And do you remember precipitation? It's when we said there's 4 things that can be precipitation. One was rain, snow, hail, and that weird last one, sleet. What was sleet again?
It was like mushy snow.
Kinda like hard,
Snow?
sort of mushy snow. Yeah. So where's that happening on here? Where is it raining or snowing or hailing or sleeting? Right there. Coming down from this dark cloud. What's that called? What's happening there?
Rain cloud.
Precipitation. Precipitation. And then can you start at the water where collection happens? And we're just going to move our finger around this circle where it happens. Collection, evaporation, condensation, precipitation.
They all want.
They do, isn't that confusing? Collection, evaporation, condensation, precipitation. Isn't that tricky?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, even more fun with your own water cycles. We have these. This says water cycle terms. And terms are just words that we've learned the definitions of. So we know what they mean. These are all the words we just learned. And the directions say, glue these cutout labels to the matching spots on your weather cycle diagram that fit their description. So when you go back to your spots, do you see these dotted lines around all the words? You see those?
Yeah.
You can cut on these dotted lines, and when you have these cut out, you can try to read these. And I know you can read these ones. These are the bigger words that are kind of hard that we just learned. And you can look at your diagram and think, sun. Well, I know this is the sun, so I'm going to glue this to here. What about evaporation?